Hello, 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 hello. Um, I want to talk about because I had was talking about this situation. Excuse me, y'all. Somebody just text me. Um, Come on. Uh, because I do taxes at Jackson here, and I meet a lot of different people. And I met this older couple. They had to be in their, I think they were in their 60s. I think. Yeah, they had to be in their 60s or 70s. And we got on the subject of talking about marriage. And like I said, I do hair, I do taxes, and I meet a lot of different people and they talk to me and I'm like, I get so excited when I meet new people and the way they man, you guys, the way that they held this conversation with me about marriage, it was like the wife just knew me, like she knew who I was. Just it was awesome. But she hold on, y'all. I'm still trying to do stuff. Uh she 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 was talking to me like she knew what was going on in my life. And we talked about a lot of stuff. But I asked them, I said, well, how long you guys been married? She said they've been married for 46 years. 46 years. And I was like, wow, that's a long time. And we started talking about it. And I'm like, trying to pick her brain and stuff like that. And we talked about a lot of stuff. And I asked her, because I was like, I've been seeing on my Facebook page and through my TikTok and Instagram and stuff that a lot of people relationships has been ending. And I'm like, what is going on? It's like, is this the season of people relationships ending and stuff like that? So I, I asked a question. I'm like, well, what, what did you guys do to, for y'all marriage to last this long? And she was like, they, communication. And and both of them are pastors. They own a church too. And I was like, what did you guys do for y'all marriage to last this long and it's still loving and it's still lasting? And they were like, they had a lot of communication and comprehension and talks, excuse me, and talks um where they talked about what was bothering them with one another or whatever. And her husband said he told her in the beginning when he asked her to marry him that there was no divorce, there was no separation. If they weren't getting along, they were going to sit and talk about it and figure out how for them to get along. And it just moved me. And I'm like, wow, this is awesome, that they even doing something, that they even, had, wanted to do something like that. And so, oh, I am so thirsty and I don't know why I'm so thirsty. Um, and that really, like, man, amazed me because you don't hear too many people saying stuff like that. And he was like, yeah, he wasn't finna go for no divorce, no separation. And then when they were dating before they got married, he was like, they always did still talk. They always just, went places, talked sweet to each other. And if they had an argument, he would go pray, she would go pray. Or they'll pray together, or they'll stop, their argument, wait for a while till they calm down, then come back to it and start talking again. And it just like, I'm like, wow, it still amazed me that they were, doing this or whatever. And then she said, um, they dated a lot. They went out a lot. And when they got married, they kept they arguments to themselves, between them two to a certain extent. They did talk to other people sometimes, but it was always with people that was married, and people that they trust that they were married. It was nobody like had a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or um cousins that wasn't married or nothing like that. They always talked to, if they did talk to anybody, it was always with somebody that was married, and they were loving to one another. And it's not gonna always be a loving relationship. You gonna like that person and sometimes can't stand them, or they get on your nerves, but you're gonna always like them. And she was like, she'll get advice from them, but mainly they will always keep what was going on with them and their relationship or their marriage between them. Um, and that was another thing that both of them were saying, that kept their marriage good too. If they wasn't liking each other or loving each other, whatever, they would, separate in the house and calm down, and then come back and talk about the situation and see what they can do to, end that argument or whatever. But they never separated or divorced. They figured it out to keep themselves together. They fought for their relationship. They prayed. They went to church together before they became, pastors or whatever. And I feel like with most relationships, it comes to when people start to argue, they say things that they want to hurt the other person because they're angry or they mad, or they say things that they don't really mean, and it just slips out because they're angry at that time and don't know how to process their anger. So they say hurtful things. Um, I also feel like that a lot of relationships fail too because they don't have God in it. They don't have Jesus in it. And that could be another reason why, excuse me, y'all, why their relationships fail. Not everybody believe in God or whatever, and I understand that. But the ones that do, I feel like that's another, reason why their relationships or their marriage fail, because of the devil gets a little space to just slide right on in and divide the two and destroy their marriage or whatever. And he sent his little dominions to get into certain one of the people and just mess up their marriage, and that spirit just get into one of the people, the wife or the husband, and just mess up their marriage. And I feel like a lot of people need to, when they angry, they need to just stop for a minute and go sit down for a minute. Don't say nothing, just be quiet for a second. Even though I know at that moment when you're angry because y'all arguing over something, that you just can't just stop for a minute, but force your flesh to make you go sit down, think about it, and then come back to it with your spouse or with your partner or whatever, significant other, and talk about it at a more calm level where y'all can actually hear each other out. And I feel like that's something that a lot of relationships need, because I'm just so tired of seeing all this stuff on social media about people getting separated, getting divorced. Chance the Rapper and his wife I seen on there supposed to be getting a divorce. I don't know if it's true. Allegedly, this is what this is saying on social media, but it's sad if it is true. It, I, I wouldn't even think that him and his wife would get a divorce, but you never know. But I'm gonna look on this some more to talk about this some more, because I feel like it needs to be talked about, and I feel like yeah, I feel like it needs to be talked about, and I feel like this is something that um need to have people talk about it, to figure something out on what can be done about, you know, um saving your relationship, saving your marriage. And I'm gonna write stuff down tonight or maybe tomorrow, so I can come back a little more stronger on what can be done about this, because it's a lot that need to be said on relationships. And if you guys have anything or any questions you want to ask or anything you want to add to it, feel free to leave it in my comment, because we could talk about it and we can get back to it. Ooh, get with me, guys. Ooh, it's my bedtime. And we could talk about it. But I love you guys. I'll be back. And remember, God don't play about me and he don't play about you. And we'll talk about this again. All right.